everyone. How is everybody doing today on this fine, gorgeous, beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon? I hope everybody's great. This is my makeup live because I ended up getting company last night. We had, whoops, sorry about that. My iPad wasn't on mute. My bad. Yeah, we ended up having company last night, so I couldn't go live, and it wasn't unexpected company per se. It was we had when we went camping. We went camping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Maddie and her boyfriend came and helped out with the dogs, took care of the dogs while we were gone. So, as a little thank you, we thought it would be nice to have them over for supper, and we went fishing and played cornhole and had a bonfire. Just kind of had a family night, which we haven't done in a really long time. So it was fun to do that. We haven't spent much time with Maddie's new boyfriend. His name is Nate also. So now we have a son named Nate and a daughter's boyfriend named Nate, which can get a little bit confusing when we're all together. You know what I mean? So yeah. But we had them over for a cookout. Jeff made his world famous ribs, and he's got a new method, and his ribs are only getting better and better and better as time goes by. He prides himself on his grilling abilities, and he is very, very good at it. But he makes awesome ribs, but somehow they just keep getting better. He found this new thing that you do. He like he smokes them and then he wraps them in foil and cooks them more, and then he after they're done cooking. And then he puts a sliced up Vidalia onion in with them. And then when they're done cooking, you're supposed to wrap them in a towel with the foil still on them. But you wrap that in a towel and put it in a cooler for an hour. And it makes the meat so like moist and tender. They were absolutely delicious. I'm looking forward to munching on a little bit of leftovers here when I'm done talking to you guys. Um, but so that's what we had. We had that, and we had baked sweet potatoes and green beans from the garden. And I went and bought a banana cream pie for dessert. It was delish. Joe's here. Hi, Joe and Jody. Jody, you're supposed to be cleaning right now. Jody's having company over tonight for dinner. I talked to her earlier. She's supposed to be cleaning. Diamond Heart's here. Hello, and Tammy. Hi. Oh, got the bread maker going. The Roomba's running around. And you'll start the sauce soon. All right, that sounds good. That sounds good. We're getting ready. I let Jeff somehow talk me into every Memorial Day and Labor Day Sunday for years and years and years. We always had a big family party just to celebrate the beginning and the end of summer. And we haven't done it in quite a long time just because I got sick and just, I was embarrassed over my teeth. We didn't do anything for a long time because of my ugly teeth socially. But he talked me into doing another Labor Day party. So I sent out the invites today to all my family, and it looks like everybody's going to be able to come. So we're going to have our annual Labor Day party on the holiday weekend on that Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll, do all the fun things, fish and throw cornhole and bags and go swimming if the weather is nice enough, because you never know in Michigan by that time of year. It can still be nice and warm enough to be outside, but not probably swimming weather. But you never know. My granddaughters, you know how kids are. They'll swim in any kind of weather. I can remember when my girls were little, there was still the one year, because we used to swim in our pond. And that was obviously before we had a pool. And one year it was like an unseasonably warm spring day, but there was still our pond, the beach area of our pond is like along the tree line of where the wood starts on the edge of our property, and there was still snow on the along the woods line, where it got shade most of the time. And Maddie that day, she went swimming and there was still snow on the ground. So kids will swim in any kind of weather. It doesn't even matter. They'll do it. So, well, there'll probably be some swimming at the Labor Day party. Hi Sherry, how are you? Um, you know what? Homemade bread sounds so good. We used to have a bread maker and I used the crap out of that thing. I absolutely loved it. But I lost, and I don't know how this could possibly happen. In the bottom of the bread maker, there's the kneader. You know what I mean? It's just like a little paddle that kneads the dough. And I lost my kneader paddle, and the bread maker was so old that I couldn't get a replacement because they didn't make that model anymore. So that was the end of my bread making. But I really miss it. I love bread in the bread maker. I should ask for that for Christmas. See if I can get a new bread maker for Christmas. I think that's a good plan. Yes, polar bear swimming. Or what do they call it? We have this thing in Michigan. It's called Tip Up Town, and it's like an ice fishing carnival that they have in one of the cities up north. Um, and it's just like a regular festival that you we would have here in the summertime, only it's in the winter, and it's held, on the lake and on the shores of the lake for ice fishing. But they do a thing there where they cut a big hole out of the ice, and people, it's like a charity event, and people will jump in the water and go swimming. And they've got a real catchy name for it, but of course I can't remember it right now because I'm old and my memory is going. My memory is going fast. But yeah, what have you guys been up to all weekend? Anything good? A first question I want to know is, did anybody buy anything yesterday? Joe, did you get anything yesterday? There was one that I really, really wanted, and you can probably guess what one it was. It was the Christopher Lavelle one. I can't remember what it was called. Soma? Is that what it was called? I really wanted that one. And as of last night when I looked, they weren't sold out yet. So I'm hoping that I get paid on Wednesday. So I'm hoping that by the time I get paid, it'll still be in stock. And I am going to get that because I really like that one. It's funny because he's an artist. I like some of his stuff, but not all of it. But that's one of them that really I liked. Oh, nothing from Tammy. Nothing for 2 weeks for Joe. Wow, you're due. They gotta get some good ones out for you. And then, the other craze I kind of missed out on, and I regret it because I wouldn't want to start this craze unless I could get all of them, are those crazy birds. And I don't know the name of the artist offhand, but you guys know what I'm talking about, all those funny birds. I just love those birds. I think they're adorable. I think Sue Layden I think she has all of them. I know she started collecting them pretty early on, but I'm not sure if she has all of them. So today I am working on, I got a story here. I'm working on, yes, Richard Lorenz. Thank you, Joe. Oh, thank you, Joe. Oh, Sue, speak of the devil. I was just talking about you. Do you have all of the Richard Lorenz birds? Or are you missing some of them? And did you get the one yesterday? I was just saying that I missed when they first started coming out, starting to collect those. And I love those darn birds. I think they're the cutest stinking things. But I would want the whole collection. And I know there's no way now that I could ever get the whole collection. So, yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't call you back last night, Sue. We had company, and that's why I didn't go live last night. We had Maddie and her boyfriend Nate over for dinner to thank them for watching the dogs, and it turned into a pretty late night affair. So we ended up fishing and having a bonfire and all of that stuff. So that's why I didn't call you back. And then today I've been Nate went to his girlfriend's this morning, so Jeff and I have been hanging out. After having a whole week with, kids, it was nice to be able to spend some alone time together today. Oh, you're missing two. Okay, all right. And they're probably, I'm sure they're out of stock ones, and I'm sure to get them third party, they're probably really expensive, aren't they? I would, if you can even find them. I would assume they're probably pretty pricey. Um, but yeah, so I'm working on my what is this? I always forget the name of this. Fine Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon in spring. Sunday afternoon in spring. Is that what it's called? Sunday morning in spring. I'm sorry. Sunday morning in spring. This is the one that Mindy and I are working on together. And through no fault of hers, we are woefully behind in our schedule with this because it was my turn to work on it. I brought it home from the retreat with me. She had it for the month prior to that. And I brought it home from the retreat, and then I didn't see her again in person to trade back with her until we went on the yarn crawl a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't touched it. So I begged her for another month because we're going to be getting together again next Saturday for the Michigan Fiber Festival down in Ann Arbor. So I'll see her again then. And in classic Angie fashion, I procrastinated. So I just started working on it yesterday again. So my plan is, I don't know if you can see my release papers here. I've got 2 more release papers up in this row and then 4 release papers here. My plan is by Saturday when I meet up with her to have these 6 sections done. I'm just finishing up this section here. But we are pretty far on this. I'd say we're a good halfway. I don't know if I can, I've got stuff piled on the other end. I don't know if I can get it all, but we're a good halfway done. Close to halfway done. Close to halfway. And this is, I think it's 180 by 6. Yep, 180 by 60. So it's very long. Very, very long. Hi, Deborah. Oh, you were diamond painting and the time got away from you. I understand that. Oh, you don't want next to you, but you want to find Angus? Yes. One hot mess? Yes. I like that guy. He's cute. He is cute. Now, Sue, here's a question. Have you done any of them yet? I'm just, because I don't remember talking about it with you. I didn't know if you had done any of them yet. So on our camping trip, I did take along, I kind of shot myself in the foot. I wanted to take some crafting along with me because there has not been a day in my recent memory of many, many years that I have gone without doing some sort of crafting. Seriously, not a day. Like, even when I had surgery last year, I still came home and crocheted that very same day. Actually, I think I diamond painted. Oh, no, that was the next day that I diamond painted. But yes, I even crocheted the day I had surgery. So I knew I wanted to take even though our trip was only a few days, I knew I wanted to take at least something to work on. And Nate's girlfriend, Sam, she enjoys diamond painting too. So I wanted to bring a little something for her to work on as well. So I just packed up a couple little special drill paintings, one for each of us to work on. And I grabbed an extra tray and pen from here in my craft room. And then I was going to grab my tray and pen on my way out the door, which was out by my recliner in the living room. And I get there and I ask her if she wants to diamond paint. And she's all excited about it. And I go grab, the bag of stuff that I had packed. And I had forgotten to pack my pen and tray. So I just had the one pen and the one tray. So I let her diamond paint and I watched. So, but she had a good time. It was fun. It was really fun. And like I mentioned in our crochet live Friday, we took him canoeing, and he's been canoeing before with us, but it was when he was little, and so he rode, in the middle of our canoe, because it was him and his girlfriend, we got them their own canoe. So it was his first time, steering and being in charge of his own canoe. And he caught on really fast and he did an excellent job. They had a lot of fun. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, nice and breezy, and the sun was shining. And of course, my stubborn ass didn't put on any sunblock. So you can't tell from my arms, but my shoulders and the top of my thighs, just down to my knees, because you're sitting with your legs bent in the canoe, are sunburned like crazy. But I'll never learn. I've never been good with remembering sunscreen, and I have a pretty, you know, good skin tone for tanning instead of burning, but I haven't been out in the sun much this year, and I definitely burned. Oh, no, you haven't? You haven't diamond painted yet today, Sue. You better get on it. Oh, you were at your daughter's today? Okay. How are those girl and boys doing? I hope they're doing good, enjoying their summer. It's almost over. I can't believe it. We have, Jeff goes on call tomorrow, so next week is out as far as being able to do anything, summer vacation wise. And then we've got one more week before Nate starts school. And we've been talking, and we had so much fun on our little getaway that we were talking that we'd like to try to maybe squeeze in one more small midweek camping trip. So I don't know if we'll be able to or not, but, we're going to try. We're going to try. Of course, I don't know if we're going to be able to go back to the same campground that we just went to this past week. And there's a story there. So, campgrounds have quiet times, and it's usually 10 or 11 p.m. is quiet time. And that's when you turn your radio down and, you sit at your campfire and you maintain a respectable noise level. Well, this campground was really weird. It was it's a mom and pop run campground. The people live right on the property. Their house is here, and then the office to the campground is attached to their house. So it's actually, their house is kind of a part of the campground. So, and they had a lot of cabins, but very few actual campsites. And they were divided, if the office is right here, you would take this one little road and go down this windy hill, and there was only 6 campsites down by the river. Or you could go back behind the office, and there were probably 10 more campsites down a little road that way. But they were right in a kind of in a field, and I don't like that kind of camping. I like to camp in the woods, and we wanted to be close to the water because we thought that the kids would be able to fish and stuff from the banks. So we were down, but that meant we were closer to the owner people's house. Well, we were a little loud during quiet time. We were blasting our music a little bit on the loud side. Not super late. I mean, I think we were probably in bed by 11:30 maybe. But it was a little loud. So I wouldn't be surprised if we wouldn't be invited back. Oh no, your granddaughter's ill. That's terrible. I hope that she gets better. Have they taken her to the doctor? I hope nothing serious is wrong. That's so terrible when babies are sick. I feel so bad for them. They're so helpless, and they can't really tell you what's wrong. That's awful. My daughter Emily, we had a terrible scare when she was a baby. She was about 8 or 9 months old, and she was crawling, and the one day she wouldn't take her bottle, and and she just was acting like she just had horrible stomach pains. Just she was trying to go to the bathroom, but she couldn't go, and her face were just getting beet red, and she couldn't go to the bathroom. She couldn't pass anything. So after hours of this and giving her medicine and stuff, I took her to the hospital, and it ended up they had to give her what's called a barium enema, and take film, like an X-ray, because the barium is like a dye, and it fluoresces in the X-ray. And she had what was called intussusception. It's when your small intestine slips inside your large intestine. And the doctor said that the barium enema is what not only diagnoses the problem, but it also reverses it. You know what I mean? The pressure from it pushes that small intestine back out. So they said, the chances of it ever happening again were very slim, and, da 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 da, and, she'd be fine. Well, a couple months later, it happened again. It was Mother's Day, and we were at breakfast, and I knew immediately when she started acting that way, what was going on, just because she was acting the same way she had the first time. So it was, of course, Sunday, Mother's Day, and she was just in so much pain, and being a baby and not taking any liquids in, I was afraid of her getting dehydrated and stuff. So we took her back to the hospital, and they said at that point, since it had happened again, that the chances were good that it was going to keep happening. And so she ended up having to have surgery, and they put like a stint in to prevent that from happening anymore. And it was interesting because at the same time that they did that surgery, they removed her appendix. And there was nothing wrong with her appendix, but what the surgeon said was the incision from the surgery that they had to do was very similar to, in the same place as what an incision would be from an appendectomy. So if she ever had trouble with her appendix, they would look at that scar and think that she had already had her appendix out. So they took out her appendix at the same time. What is croup even? I don't even know what croup is. Is it a virus, or is it, my kids think God never had that. Trying to find I got some ABs to place. Y'all know how I feel about placing ABs. The answer is not good. So I'm going to be a diamond painting machine this week, if I'm going to try to get through all 6 of these sections, because this is a pretty confetti laden project, which I like. I mean, I'm not complaining about it at all. I like confetti, but it just takes so much longer to do, And I swear, and I should be using a light pad with this, because there are some symbols that are a little dark. I'm not going to lie. There's just a few symbols that are a little bit dark. See, like I almost missed these little purple guys down here. It is a virus. Okay. Oh yeah, crows. I started that one. I didn't get very far, as I think right about the time I started that is when we got this. And then I went on my kick when I was working on my diamond painting Deutschland pretty religiously. If I was diamond painting, that's what I was working on. And then this month I've been trying to work on some specials for smashing the specials. So I haven't worked on crows in a long time. I don't even remember, is that a round or a square, Jody? I don't even remember, but I do love it. I do love that one. I like dark ones. That's why I really want to get that Christopher Lavelle one. I don't know if I'm saying, is it Lavelle or Lovell or Lovell? I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Sometimes I pronounce things incorrectly. Like there's this one yarn brand, and I like I just I could sound it out, but in my brain when I see it, it's Araucania. But I always say Araconia, and I know that that can't be right just by the way it's spelled. But for some reason in my mind, that's how I see it. It's a square. Okay. Oh, so I want the one. I think it's called. Is it called Soma? I'll show you. Hold on. Let me pull it up on my phone. I was just looking. Oh, I also want this one from Dreamer Designs. Did you guys see this one? I love this one. I think it's so cute. I don't remember who's the artist on this one. Susan McGivergan. McGivergan, yeah. It's a round too. It's a round. It's a 60 by 80 round with 60 colors, which that's a lot of colors for it being mostly green. But I think that's adorable. I think it's so cute. I didn't look at and the rendering looks really good too. I think, you know what I mean? Dreamer Designs has been really kicking butt lately, in my opinion. So that's on my schedule for this week, is to get this worked on. And then I've got another thing, and you guys know how much I hate technology, but we've got to get a Facebook group going for the retreat, for the Mingle in the Mitten retreat. It's Soma. Yep, it is called Soma. This one, Sue, is the one I want. I just love it. I love it so much. And the rendering looks pretty good, I think. It's, what is it? And it's not too bad of a size either. 56 by 79. 22 inches by 31 inches. Ooh, plus it has 2 fairy dust diamonds. I've never had any with fairy dust yet. Yeah, I like that one. It's all the stuff. It's got skulls and butterflies, foliage in her hair, flowers, lots of flowers. You know I love anything with skulls and flowers. Oh yeah, Sakura Festival does have a lot of colors. Nope, it's not out of stock yet, Sue. And I'm hoping it'll hang on until Wednesday. You want White Christmas from Dreamer Designs, Tammy? What? You know what one I thought, and you know, I am not so much a cat person, but I love this one from Dreamer Designs. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, White Christmas is gorgeous. And you know what? I love McNeil Studio stuff. They're the ones that did Christmas Morning from DAC. And it's very, and the rendering on this one looks really good too, doesn't it? Very nice. I like that a lot. And that's a 90 by 60. But the one I want is, where did that go? Oh, don't tell me it sold out. It was on there yesterday. It was called Mary Catmiss, maybe? Is that what it was called? Or did I just scroll by it? Nope, it must be sold out now, because I saw it on here just last night. It had cats that made a Christmas tree of cat faces, and the top one had little angel wings, and then it had a really pretty like filigree border around it. Moon Goddess, is that from DAC, Sue? I don't remember. Let me see. Let me go back to DAC now. It's like, I can't remember. Crap. I can never remember the names. Yes, definitely, yes, very muted and pretty. Oh, it's a spangler? Oh, no, the cat one is a spangler. Okay, okay. Moon Goddess. Let me see. Moon Goddess. When did Moon Goddess come out? Oh, it wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Yeah, I thought this was a Dreamer Designs. It is a Diamond Art Club. Oh, Kitten Tree. That's what it's called. Oh, Kitten Tree. It's super cute. I really like it. Moon Goddess. When did Moon Goddess come out? Let me search for it. Oh, yes, I want this one too. Yes. I want Moon Goddess too. It does. It definitely, TME, reminds me of a J-Wall for sure. I thought of that immediately when I saw it. It is gorgeous. Is that out of stock? Yeah, it is out of stock. I remember that seeing that it was out of stock right away. It is gorgeous. I hope they restock that one. It's very pretty. And that's not a bad size either. 22 inches by 33 inches, so 56 by 84. That's not like too crazy huge. Yeah, I think it'll be in a restock for sure. Oh, show. And I will snag that one when I'm due to buy some new diamond paintings. I haven't really gotten anything new in a while. Although I did get and I haven't even unboxed it because it was old when I bought it. Not old, but it wasn't a new release when I bought it. And so I figured everybody had already seen it. But it's still sitting in the box over there. It's the Romy Lerda one. Oh, let me think which one. I'll show you. Which one is it? Which one is it? It's not one love. Oh, it's this one. Blooming Bonnet. I absolutely love this one. Absolutely love this one. And I did finally order it because I had a coupon or something. It was like buy one, get one 40% off. But I ordered it quite a while ago and got it because I think it's out of stock now. Yeah, it is. Oh, half of them came in damaged. That's crazy. So they came into DAC damage? Did the purchasers receive them damaged, or did DAC realize they were damaged before they sent them out? Because that would suck if they sent them all out and then found out they were damaged. That would really suck. I also need to it's hard. I've been wanting to like order from some different companies because there's so many newer companies out there, but it's so hard when the stuff that I find that I like, it all happens to be Dreamer Designs or Diamond Art Club. It seems like the stuff that I really, really can't live without. I guess there's a reason why they're top companies, right? They get the artists and whatnot. And there's a Craftedly that out there that I do really, really want as well. So this paycheck, this month's crafting budget is going to go towards diamond painting. And recently I've been spending my crafting budget on yarn. So, but I'm gonna lay off the yarn for a while because I think I've got quite enough backed up. Oh, it was damaged in the warehouse. That sucks. That sucks. Yep, and I still haven't done my diamond painting Deutschland order because that's going to cost a fortune when I get that. I was telling Mindy I put two because I was going to let her and Sue know before I placed an order and see if we could team up and pay less individually for shipping. and kind of, you know, split the shipping cost. So I was, I just put 2 paintings in my cart to see what shipping would be. And it was going to be 80 euros for shipping for 2 paintings, which is, if it's 80 euros, that's probably about 140 bucks for shipping. So, and I know people out, you know, out of the States, that's normal for them to have to pay a lot for shipping. But those of us who are lucky enough to live in the States, we're not used to having to pay all that much for shipping. So that can really, you know, it adds on to the bottom line in a big way. I'm getting to the part of this section where I'm just like got onesie twosies here. So I'm having to switch colors all the time. Do you guys ever do that when you just need a couple drills with these Craftmates Lockables? Just pick them out with your fingers? I always do that. Yeah, you're right, Linda. Yes, I am gonna I do have to consider Fiber Festival. Yes. You're right, because last year I found a lot of actually really good deals at the Fiber Festival because they were, and it wasn't so much like the hand dyers that were there. The deals I found were the people who were in the barns with their animals. They were small time, they were um, basically people who were spinning their own fiber, you know, from their own animals. But they were selling their products. They didn't have very much of a selection, but they were selling at a really good price. So I got a lot of really nice yarn last year for a really good price. And then there's a lady that was there last year, and I'm hoping that she'll be there again this year. I didn't have quite the money that I, you know, would have wanted available to spend, and there was only one copy left, but she wrote 2 books, and it's a really interesting perspective that she took on crocheting, and it's 2 books of patterns, and I can't, and it's got some crazy name, Cattywomple or something like that. But what she did was she has interchangeable patterns. So you make a blanket, but you choose from beginning, you know, A, B, C, D, or E. And then from there, you can choose the middle section, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, that all fit stitch-wise into any one of those 5 beginning patterns. And then there's a beginning, a mid, and a border, and they're all interchangeable with one another. And so you could put together an infinite number of not infinite, but a large number of projects, you know, just from putting together different combinations of the patterns in the books. So I wanted to get those 2 books this year. So I hope she's going to be there again. Yeah, Sherry, you're a finger picker. See, I can't ever just stick my pen in the container. It just doesn't work, and then I end up just stabbing them and getting frustrated. Hi, Mary Lou. Oh, you're watching from work again? You even had to work on Sunday? That sucks. No, the hangover's gone, thank God. That was a horrible, horrible hangover. Oh, it was a 2-dayer. I still felt like crap yesterday. I'm just not used to it. I just can't party like I used to. And I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. It was fun while it lasted, but what I had to pay for it the next 2 days was not worth it at all. Not at all. But we did have I had a really good time. It was nice to spend time, not that I don't spend time with my kid a lot, but it was nice to spend uninterrupted time with him. You know, usually it's at home, you know, I'm watching a show or crocheting or diamond painting, and he's playing his games or talking to his friends or whatever. So it was nice to just have that uninterrupted few days where we just, you know, did things together. We cooked together and cleaned up, and, you know, canoed and sat by the campfire, and we made, oh, we got this cool thing. It was Jeff said he found it in his pole barn, but I don't ever remember buying it. So who knows how long it'd been in there. But it was a Coleman over the fire popcorn maker. And it was like this big metal contraption with a slide-on lid that had like vent holes in the top of it and a really long handle with a wooden end. And so you put your popcorn kernels and your oil and your butter and your salt in there, and then you put it over the fire, and you can't just set it over the fire or the kernels will burn. So you had to constantly be, you know, shaking it and moving it around. But it was the best darn popcorn I've ever had in my life. Like I said, I don't know how many years that thing's been out in his pole barn, but it was still brand new in the box. But I wish we would have found it sooner because it was so, so good. And now that I'm thinking about it, we had that bonfire in the yard last night. We could have made some more last night. That would have been really good. Oh, really, Sherry? That's no good. Yeah, I hope she's okay because I know she has been sick lately. And I thought she was on the mend, but if she wasn't at Mindy's Live and she's not here today, I hope she's all right. Hope she's all right. Maybe I'll send her, I've got her cell number. Maybe I'll send her a quick message and see if she's okay. Thank you for letting me know. She's a sweetheart. I like Brenda. I'm gonna pop over to my next section here, and I just got to do some reconfiguring of my release papers. So, pardon me for uno momento. What else did I want to tell you guys about? All kinds of stuff. We're golden for our retreat. Everybody has paid their deposit, so. I mean, that's not to say that there won't be some more cancellations. So if you're on the waiting list, there's still a chance. We got a long time before May. But everybody paid their deposit, so we're looking good in that department. That's exciting. It's starting to get real. We're really excited about it. We're really excited about it. Joe, I'm super excited that you're going to come, that we'll finally get a chance to meet you in person. That will be awesome. Okay, moving right along to the next section. Woohoo! Woohoo, woohoo! So nobody told me what they were doing over the weekend. Nobody had any fun? Joe, did you have to work? I know, it's going to be a great time. Joe, are you going to fly or are you going to drive? Because that'll be about, what, 15 hours? About a 15-hour drive for you? Maybe less. And I'm excited too. There's quite a few, not quite a few, but there's a few ladies whose husbands are coming along. Jeff and Nate want to come, so I think that they're actually going to probably camp in the campground while we're there. So that'll be fun for them. Oh, you're going to drive. Oh, 9 hours. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because it's on the west side of the state, which would be closer, to Missouri. But I know, like, when Maddie and I went to Missouri for the Lone Star retreat, it was a 13-hour drive. But we were coming from the east side of Michigan, so that makes up some time there. That's not a bad drive at all. All right, now I get to start a brand new section, which means I won't have to concentrate as hard and I can flap my jaws better. It's all about flapping my jaws. Hi, Jess. Oh, you've been working on your mystery kit. Okay. How big is it? It's a fantasy, and it's the biggest you've Okay, let me ask you this question. Have you figured out what it is yet? Or did you already know? Were you a cheater pants and you looked at the image first? I'm just kidding. That's not cheating. I don't blame you. If I ever did a mystery again, which I never will do, um, I think I'd want to know what it was going to be. I wouldn't want to do what I did last time, which I still don't know what that one is because I didn't get very far before I realized that mysteries are not my thing, and I've got it all packed up and waiting to give to Sue the next time I see her, because it's one of the ones that she doesn't have, so that's gonna work out. Hi, Lori. 60 by 75. Oh, and you figured it out. Oh, 2/3 done. Awesome. That's cool. Oh, Sherry, you've been working on smashing specials? Yeah, I did 3 specials. Which I wish I would have done more, but I've been busy working on that darn crochet bedspread. I've only got 4 hexagons done. They take a long time. It's gonna, I said I thought it might take me a year to do that bedspread, but I think it's going to take maybe 2 to 3 years at the rate I'm going, because I can't, you guys know that I have a issue with doing the same thing all the time. My stick-to-itiveness is not its best. So I'm going to have to have some other projects going at the same time. Oh, and I've got a commissioned project that I need to start on. My sister hired me to make a baby blanket for a friend of her daughter's who is having a baby. So I'm really excited to get started on that. And that reminds me, I need to get with Jeff and have him order my yarn for me today. I'm gonna get, it's good. I looked at a whole bunch of patterns, and the one I decided on is, I'll show it to you. It's a sheep, it's using I can't say the name right, shepish yarn, sheep cheese, shepish, whatever it's called. Oh, do I have to log in to just look at it? Oh, I don't know my login on my phone. Well, I can't show it to you. But anyways, it uses the River Wash Stone Washed color pack, which is like 57 or 58 colors, I think. And it's like all little hexagons, and some of them have like a raised rose center, but you the way you configure them, it looks kind of like random, like a wavy, it's really pretty. I think it's a Lilia Bjorn pattern on Ravelry. I already have the pattern, but I just need to get the yarn. And then so I've got until October 1st, I think she needs it by, to get that finished. But I'm excited to have a commission job, That's pretty fun. I was pretty honored that she asked me. And we all know that I work better under pressure, so I'll be sure to get that done in enough time for her. I'd like to have it done by, I don't know, within the next couple of weeks anyway. And since it's just a baby blanket, it shouldn't take too long. It's not full size. Oh, you know what one it is, Lori, that Jess is talking about? Cool. Wrong on Covenant Eagle by James Meager. Eagle flying over a river with a rainbow. Oh, you're on number 9, Sherry, for your specials. That's awesome. Oh, you're working on, not wrong on. I'm like, wrong on what, Deborah? Covenant Eagle. That sounds beautiful. Hi, Margaret. How are you? How are you doing? Margaret, are you going to be able to make it to the next diamond painting meetup in Stockbridge? I was really looking forward to meeting you at the last one, and I know you had to back out at the last minute. I hope you're going to be able to come to the next one. I was talking to Mindy, and I think she's going to be able to come to the next one because it's on a Saturday. Oh, goodness, I can't slide this drill. I put it in the wrong spot and it won't slide. There we go. There we go. There we go. The one you're working on. The one I'm working on, Lori, is Sunday morning in spring. Sunday morning in spring. So yeah, what else do I got going on? It's been busy. Next weekend is the Fiber Festival, so I don't know if I will be home. See, last year when we went to the Fiber Festival, we took a class, and the class started at 6 p.m. And so I wasn't home early enough to do my live. But this year we're not doing any classes, and I think the festival itself, like the vendors and everything, shut down at 5. So I think that I will be home, and Ann Arbor's only about an hour and a half from me. So I should be home with plenty of time to still be able to go live next Saturday. So I'm not too worried about that. It was fun. Last year we went live, because we weren't going to be home in time for Mindy's live either. And so we went live a little bit on her channel from the Fiber Festival. So that was kind of fun. Maybe we'll do something like that again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That was really fun though. And they had good food. They had like, fair food vendors, you know what I mean? Like the food truck type food vendors. And they had a really good barbecue place. Now, Mindy doesn't like barbecue, so she didn't get that. I think she got a corn dog or something. But I had the barbecue, and it was delicious. Super good. Super good. And then there's another, my daughter Maddie was telling me, there's another Fiber Festival in September in Michigan. I got to find out where that one's at, because I'd like to go to that too. But I've had a busy summer so far. I mean, a lot busier than I have had in the past few years. And actually, Jody was just asking me about that today. She's like, it seems like you've been doing a lot more social stuff lately. And I really have. She's like, why do you think that is? And, I came to the conclusion that I think it's all about my teeth. For so many years, I was so self-conscious about my teeth that I really kind of became a hermit. And I was embarrassed to be seen, and I didn't do things with my family, and I didn't do things socially or go out in public. And, it really took a toll on my mental health too. Not just self-confidence wise, but just the mere point of not leaving the house or having any social interaction. So even though it was a long and difficult process that I went through with these stinking dentures, I'm glad that I'm now finally at the point where it's paying off, and I'm feeling more self-confident and, able to get out a little bit more. So they're still not perfect. They say that dentures last 5 years, that you have to replace them after 5 years. And Jeff and I have already talked about it, and it's probably going to be a lot more expensive. But when it's time for me to get a replacement set, we're definitely going to go someplace with a little bit better reputation, because it's one of those things, I think, where you get what you pay for. And, going to the budget denture place probably wasn't my brightest idea. But, you live and you learn, right? So I got these in April. So I've got 4.5 years left with them. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Oh, Sue, I know. I hope it doesn't rain too. That's so crazy that it seems like every time Mindy and I do something yarn related outside, it rains. Like cats and dogs rains. We got soaked last year at the Fiber Festival, and it was miserable because The class that we took was in like a barn, like it was at a county fairgrounds. And so you know how they have like the barns where they show vegetables and quilts and that kind of thing. That's where our class was, and it was pouring rain, and we both had to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom was quite a ways away from the barn that we were in for our class. So we had no choice but to run through the rain to get to the bathrooms. And then it was, fall. And so even though it had been a hot day and we were wearing, hello, somebody's knocking on my door. I'm live right now. Hi, Nate. What? Close the door and get out of here, punk. What do you want? Go away. Oh, okay. Bye, Jody. Have a great dinner. Okay, Margaret, you have a great dinner too. Jeff's getting ready to make dinner right now. He just picked Nate up from his girlfriend's house. He was over at his girlfriend's for the day visiting, as if they didn't get enough time together this weekend, but whatever. Or earlier this week, but you know how kids are. So Jeff just picked him up from Sam's, and now Jeff's making tonight he's making burgers on the grill and corn on the cob. We're starting to get some nice fresh Michigan sweet corn, and there's nothing like it. It is so sweet and delicious. I like the bicolor corn or whatever that has, or what do they call it? Butters, what is it called? Butter and cream corn? Is that what, that's not what it's called. Peaches and cream? No. What is it called? The bicolor corn. I can't think of what the name of it. But anyways, that's my favorite kind of sweet corn. And the Michigan stuff is just starting to get ripe. So it was good. Yeah, so Nate's a thorn in my side. Oh, yeah, peaches and cream. Thank you, Joe. Thanks. That is what it's called. Super good stuff. But anyway, so the rain story. So after we got soaking wet, it was a storm that had passed through, and a lot of times, after a storm, it'll get chilly. The temperature drops when the front comes in. The cold front comes in with the storm. So we had to sit in this barn and do our class soaking wet and shivering. Like we were wet to the bone, and I just sat there and shivered the whole time. And I wish that I hadn't been so uncomfortable, because I feel like the stuff that I learned in that class, I didn't really retain it. And it's something that I really would have enjoyed doing again. We learned how to do beaded crochet. So you put beads in while you're crocheting, and it made beautiful, beautiful stuff. I mean, and the possibilities are endless, but like I said, it was the end of a long day. I was soaking wet and freezing, and I didn't retain much of it. And it was expensive too. We were talking about that just the other day. The classes for a full day class, they want at least $100, and that's not counting your supplies. And for the smaller classes are $50, not counting your supplies, which is pretty steep. They're not messing around with those classes. So we're not going to do any classes this year, which is just as well. It'll be just fine. That's more money that we can put towards yarn, right? Or bread and butter. See, that's what I was thinking, bread and butter for some reason. Did anybody ever do that? Okay, so how do you butter your corn? If you guys are eating corn on the cob, how do you butter it? Jeff and I have this argument, because when I was a kid, my mom would take a piece of bread and she would slather it with butter, and then take the piece of bread and butter the corn like that. And Jeff's family, they would take a stick of butter and then just take the wrapper off the top part, so only the wrapper was off a little bit, and you could still had a handle on the bottom part, and then they would rub the stick of butter right on their corn. How do you guys butter your corn? Has anybody ever buttered their corn with a piece of bread? I guess is my bigger question. Hey, Karen, I was just talking about you. Well, indirectly, I was talking about you. I was talking about how much fun it was at our diamond painting meetup, and Margaret was here, and I was wondering if she was going to be able to come to the next one. Tammy, you do it like Jeff. Okay, Joe, you do it like Jeff too. Sue says no. Sue just said no. lay the cob on the stick and roll it. See? Okay, that's even a different way to do it. But nobody's ever used a piece of bread, huh? Yeah, maybe my mom was weird. She must have been, I don't know where she got that idea, but that's what she used to do. Which it kind of was foolish, because then what do you do with the piece of bread? You know what I mean? You gotta eat the piece of bread. And it probably had hairs in it, corn hairs. Mindy and I were talking, I was telling Mindy, when we went to the yarn crawl, part of the state that we had to drive through is very well known for two crops, either potatoes, it's a big potato area, or corn. And so we were driving past all these cornfields, and my grandpa had told me this when I was just a kid, and so I was like, I don't know if he was just making up stories or what, but we researched it, and it turns out that it is true. Or I should say Mindy researched it, because I was driving. That wouldn't have been wise. But did you know that for every kernel of corn on an ear of corn, there is one silk? So one strand of silk for each kernel. But that includes kernels that don't fully developed. So you know how sometimes at the end of the corn, you've got just those like teeny little pieces that didn't really develop into a kernel? Those still have a silk attached to it too. But if you counted one for one, there'd be one silk for every kernel. I thought that was pretty interesting. And why my grandpa knew that, I have no idea. But you know what, that's what grandpas are for, is to share all that wealth of information with you, right? No bread. All right, Sherry. No bread. Yeah, Kieran, I had a great time. It was so nice to meet new people. And I was just saying right before you popped on how I have done so much more socially this year than I have done in years. And it's really nice to be able to feel good enough about myself to get back out there in the world and do things socially. And I should have, what I really should have done is, and I could probably get in touch with these people on the Facebook group too, and maybe I'll do that. But that one lady that came late, is Kristen, is that her name? But I really hit it off with her. I liked her a lot. I wish I would have gotten her contact information. But I could probably message her through the Facebook group, I think. You know how sometimes you meet people? Okay, it can go one of three ways. Sometimes you meet a person and it's just like, they're just like any other person in the world. Sometimes you meet a person and right from the very first time you've met them that you don't like them. At least that's how it works for me. You can just they just give you an icky feeling. You know what I mean? Where you just know that you're never, even though you've just met them, there's just something that feels off, and you just know you don't like that person. But then, in the most uncommon of situations, you know how you meet a person and then you just instantly know that they're going to be your friend, or that they could be your friend, that, you know what I mean? It's just, you have that feeling like, hey, I could hang out with you, And I don't think that that happens very often in this world. And I think you need to take advantage of it when those times arise. Yes, Christy. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Karen. I would appreciate that. Is she? And she is in the group. Okay. Oh, I got a lot of western sunshine coming in my window over here. Got some big time shadows going on. Big time shadows. But yeah, there's, everybody's met people, right? That you meet them and you're like, nah, you're a jerk. Well, then sometimes you're like, wow, you're super cool. I want to hang out with you. That's how it was. My best friend, Jenny. Um, it was kind of really a random way that we met. So I had a friend whose name was Leslie, and she worked for an engineering firm here in our town, and they had an annual golf outing. And she asked me if I would like to be her partner in this golf outing. And so, and I said, sure, I mean, I'm not a great golfer by any stretch of the imagination. But it sounded like a good time, day out, beautiful day in spring when everybody's itching to get outside. So I said, sure, I'll be in this golf outing with you. I'll be your partner for the golf outing. So I was a little bit nervous because I had never done a golf outing before. I had been, the only time I had ever really golfed was just going with Jeff. So I was a little bit nervous about it. And she was the only person that I knew there was my friend that worked for the company. So I show up at the golf course on the morning of the golf outing. And, you golf in a group of 4, 2 people per team, 2 people per cart. And so I show up and I see her and I go walking up to her and I go to put my clubs in her golf cart. And she's like, oh, no. I'm golfing with, I don't remember this other girl's name. I'm golfing with so-and-so. You're going to be golfing with Jenny. This is Jenny. Jenny, this is Angie. And she introduces me to this lady who I've never met before in my life. And Jenny looks at Leslie and and so we're like hi and said hello politely and whatever and put our stuff in the cart and we get going. And then Jenny goes, the only reason I agreed to do this is because Leslie asked me to be her partner. I'm like, really? She asked me to be her partner too. So out of the group of 4 of us, Leslie had asked 3 people to be her partner. And, obviously she could only have one partner. But Jenny and I hit it off like fabulously. We hit it off really, really good. We ended up becoming best friends. Our husbands became very good friends. For years and years, we spent every single weekend with them. Even our kids became friends with each other because they had girls the same age as our girls. And it was so funny though because some time had passed and Leslie was she was a friend, but she wasn't a real close friend. But when she found out that Jenny and I had become so close, she was super jealous. It was weird. It was so weird when she found out that Jenny and I had been, spending time together without her. So, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Well, I got an upside down drill there. I don't know how that happened. Oh, Karen, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There are people. Thank you for saying that I'm personable. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I think it's different in real life. I feel like on here I can really be myself, and but when I meet people in person, I'm a lot. I have a lot of anxiety about meeting people in person. And for several years, I covered that up by being, some people who feel anxiety in social situations are just avoid those social situations or are very, very quiet and reserved. And unfortunately, the way I dealt with my social anxiety was the opposite of that. And I would be um, overly outgoing to the point of maybe being annoying. You know what I mean? I would like always try to be the life of the party and, um, try to make sure everybody was having a good time and make sure everybody liked me and all that kind of stuff. Um, so I appreciate you saying that, but it's not without a lot of anxiety, I guess. Hi, April. Uh-oh, you need some friendly company right now? Well, we're here for you. What do you need? What can we do? I hope there's nothing bad going on. We were just talking about friends and friendly company. Funny you should mention that the first thing. But friends, and it's harder to make new friends as you get older too. It's just, I don't know if you're more set in your ways or you're more involved in your own personal life and your family life or what, but it is harder to make new friends as you get older, I think. But I've been so lucky to make so many new friends the past few years that I've been doing YouTube that it has really, I've been very lucky to have all you guys. Oh, just camaraderie. Yep. Just being there. Yep, I gotcha. I hear you. Sometimes that's all you need. So, what else was going on? What else? Oh, I told you guys all about the man-eating mosquitoes at the campground. Or maybe I didn't. But that was the one downfall of this campground that we went to, is there were millions and millions of man-eating mosquitoes. And I did not escape unscathed despite repeated applications of the highest concentration DEET allowed by law. I'm a big believer in DEET. I don't do any of that natural stuff. Like, wasn't it, didn't they always say that the Avon Skin So Soft moisturizer was supposed to be a mosquito repellent? Yeah, I never found that to be true. Give me good old-fashioned DEET any day. Oh, I almost put those back in. Oh, 24-year-old son. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yupper. I gotcha. My daughter Maddie was here last night for dinner, and she is going to be 26 at the end of this month. And she still acts like she's 16. So, yeah. So she'll readily admit it, that she doesn't feel like a grown-up. I'm like, no, you don't act like a grown-up either. Yes, Emma, this is the large canvas. Yep, it sure is. And I got my drills spread out on it. I was just saying, I think that we're getting close to the halfway mark. We're getting close to the halfway point on this. I'm late in getting it my portion worked on before I need to turn it back over to Mindy. So I need to get 6 sections done before Saturday. So this is all I'm going to be working on all week. There's going to be no crocheting for me, except for my basket. I do need to get caught up on my basket. But between this and the basket, and I can't, someone, I forgot it. Was that you, Sherry? Or maybe it was Linda who asked me about if I was working on the basket after the live yesterday, or Friday. And that answer is, heck no. That thing, it's because that hook is so big and we're using 3 strands of yarn, my thumb hurts so bad after just like an hour of working on it. Yeah, right, Sue, exactly. Mindy will get it in time for Chuck-along when she won't have time to work on it, right? Yep, it's totally my fault that I kept it for the extra month. I feel that. But, we're not on any deadline with this. And when we first started it, I don't remember, did we start it in March? It may have been February or March, I think we started it. It was, or was it, I think it was when she got back from Texas. Um, but when we first started it, we kind of thought that it might take us a year to get it done. So, you know, and for a while there, we were plugging along pretty steadily and we were making some decent progress, but it probably will be all of a year before we get this done, especially because Mindy has an event going every month that she needs to concentrate on too. I haven't hosted an, you know, I was thinking about that earlier today. I have not hosted an event in a hot minute and I kind of miss it. So I was thinking about that I would like to do another event, but I would like some input and maybe some ideas. Would you guys, what kind of an event would you be interested in working on, if any? Or are there too many events out there and you're just not interested? I mean, I'd like to do something that people could potentially, I don't want to make it super limited. I'd like to do something that people could double dip, you know what I mean? And work on, you know, my event in conjunction with other people's events using the same canvas, so it wouldn't be like an extra thing to have to work on. So I was thinking, I don't, and I gotta I'm trying to come up with something. Because it's been, I think the last event I did was the Big, Bold, and Beautiful, and that was, what, January? So it's been a long time. I usually don't go that long. Yes, a Halloween event would be fun. Right, exactly, Joe. That's what I mean. Like, I would like to have something that, you know, was a little bit broad that people could, you know, work on something that they already have in the works, you know, would qualify. Maybe more of a fall event, maybe than rather than you know, strictly Halloween. Um, Awesome Autumn. How about Awesome Autumn? Um, Something like that. And, you know, virtually any, I mean, there's a lot of things that would apply to that. That way, if people wanted to do drills and chills at the same time, that would work. Is anybody doing drills and chills? I could. I have a million paintings that would qualify. I probably have some that are already started. But I don't know, does it have to be a new start? I don't remember the rules to that one, if there has to be a new start or not. And I know, you know, Chuck Along it starts in September, but a lot of the Chuck paintings would fit in with the fall theme. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Sue. I forgot about all that drama. That would be nice to give people a break. Yeah, if people didn't want to be a part of the drama, I could. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's do that, you guys. Let's do a fall/autumn event. I'll get some ideas in my head, and I'll let you know the details this week once I work it all out. Ooh, fall follow up. That's good. Big, Bold, Beautiful was last September? Last September. Was it really? Okay, so I did do something in January, I thought. You're right, Joe. It was. I think it was September and October, wasn't it? Because we did it for 2 months. Yeah. Mystical creatures. You're right, Linda. We did talk about that. Maddie and I had talked about that a long time ago. Yep. We talked about that quite a while ago. I got to get back on that idea. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, let's plan on that. Let's plan on doing a fall event. All right, I like that idea. Now to try to decide what I want to work on for it. The sky's the limit. Joe, can I start a new one? No, Joe, tell me no. Break out, Angie, break out one of your many, many whips and work on that. And I think I've got a whole pile of completed diamond paintings over sitting next to me. And they're ones I've completed in the past, like in the past year. I think I want to do a video and just show all what I've gotten done in a year. Because I know everybody likes to tease me about having so many whips, but I actually do finish diamond paintings. I actually do have quite a few finishes. I still wonder what Mindy and I are going to do with this one when we're finished. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but it's fun just working on it. It's very pretty. Maybe we'll have to draw up a joint custody agreement. You get to hang it in your house for a year, and then you get to hang it in your house for a year. Oh, yeah, is that Fenya, right? Right, that's Fenya, isn't it? Hi, Joe, how are you? Got both my Joes are here. Ooh, you're finishing a whip. Oh, are you going to finish Red Truck tonight, Karen? I saw your post in Facebook that it doesn't look like you have far to go. Down to the last section. Oh, it's looking good, looking good. I love that diamond painting. I kind of want to do something for Christmas too. I love Christmas paintings, and I'm bound and determined this year that I'm going to finish Christmas morning. So I'll definitely, that's like, I want to finish Christmas morning super bad. So I should probably start working on that around the beginning of October if I want to get it done by Christmas. But it's not a gift for anyone, don't worry. That one I'm keeping all to myself. And then another one that I've had in my stash forever and that I absolutely love is Santa Face from Diamond Art Club. It reminds me of the Coca-Cola Santa. And I've always really wanted to do that one. I just think it's so, like, vintage looking. It's one of my favorite Christmas ones. But then I also have Blue Christmas from Bella Safina. That one's gorgeous too. I like Christmas diamond paintings. Christmas and fall, I think, are my two favorite genres of diamond paintings. Yeah, Joe, it is a little bit scary, the one that Sue's talking about, but it's very cool looking. Oh, Tabby Cat, nice. 7 more sections till it's finished. That's closing in. That's getting close. That is getting close. I should measure how much we've gotten, how much we have. I don't know if I have a tape measure right here and see how far we've gotten on this one. Is this a tape measure? No, that is not a tape measure. That is wax. Oh, here's a tape measure. So it's 60 inches or 60 centimeters tall, and I'm just gonna see how much we've gotten done. Do I have a centimeter side? I do. See if I can measure how many centimeters we've got done on this so far. Trying to get all the way to the end. I can hardly reach. 80. So we've got 60 by 80 centimeters done so far. So yeah, we're about exactly halfway. They There you go, Joe. That's perfect. That is perfect. That sounds like a deal. Sounds like a deal. You know, I am a little bit scared. I mean, we're halfway there, and I don't know if you can see, but we're low on quite a few colors on this diamond painting, and we don't have, I've only got like a little bit of spares for like the main sky colors, but I'm a little bit worried that we might run out of drills. But Maddie says that I always worry about that and it always works out. And so she's right. Do you guys have do you ever get nervous? Like, I feel like it's it happens to me with every painting. I always feel like I'm going to run out of drills. I have a fear of running out of drills. I have the same fear when it comes to food. I always, like, if we're going to have company for dinner or like if we're going camping, I feel like we're going to run out of food. So I made Jeff, Jeff usually does all the grocery shopping. But when we went grocery shopping for the camping trip, I made him take me with him. And he instantly regretted it because he claims that he spent twice as much money as he would have if he had gone alone. And it's probably true because we packed, for a 3-day camping trip, we packed enough food for probably 2 weeks. But it really wasn't all my fault. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because Nate's girlfriend is an extremely picky eater. And I wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to go hungry. So I made sure that I bought a lot of like neutral stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that everybody likes. So I didn't want her to feel like she had nothing to eat. So, and the one thing that we did that I'm glad that I went shopping with him because he would have forgotten all about it. So not only did we have the super good popcorn in the campfire popcorn maker, but we also, do you guys ever, if you camp or have bonfires or anything, have you ever made they're these, they can either be cast iron or cast aluminum, and they're called tonkas, Tonka, and it's like a clamp. They can either be round or square. We have some of each, but you can make things in them. You can make pizzas in them. You use bread, and you butter the outside that's going to go against the metal, and then you put all your fillings in, and then you clamp them together and roast it over the fire. But what we like to do is make pies. So again, you just use buttered bread, and you put it again in the thing, and then you put pie filling in and roast it over the fire, and it makes the most delicious desserts for when you're camping. Way better than s'mores. I'm not a big s'mores lover. So we made pies, and that was really good. But they're super fun. Ooh, Joe, that's cutting it way too close to get down to 8 drills left. I wouldn't like that at all. I wouldn't like that at all. It seems like, to me, and this, maybe it's just me, but it seems like when I first started buying from Diamond Art Club, I always had a lot of extra drills when I was done with my painting, like tons of leftovers. But it seems like recently my drills that I have left over at the end of a project, like you're saying, they're cutting it really close. I don't know if that's like a way they're trying to save some money by not giving you so many extra drills or what, but seems like paintings I've done recently, they've been cutting a little close. Sherry, you're not a picky eater? Yeah, Joe, s'mores are just not my thing. Not my thing. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, I have a system. See, this is one reason why I hate Craftsmates lockables, because I have a tendency, because I don't want to leave the lid open while I'm working on a color because I'm afraid I'll spill. But then I have a tendency to forget which symbol I was working on. And I just did that, but this is the one. Especially when I'm talking. Like if I wasn't talking, I would probably remember, but I'm talking to you guys and I plumb forgot. Yeah, this is so confetti. This is such a confetti heavy project. But that's what makes it beautiful, right? Yeah, I'm not down with all the drama going on lately. I try to stay out of it. But you know, you hear about it. If you're on Facebook and you're, you know, in the diamond painting groups, you definitely hear about it. That's one thing that I will promise you, that I can easily promise, is that I will never be involved in any kind of drama, ever. Just not my style. And I've managed to surround myself with friends who are like-minded, which is very important. Because, you know, when I was a kid and would maybe have friends or acquaintances that my parents didn't really think were the right kind of people, and, you know, my excuse would always be, well, they're the ones doing it, not me. I'm not doing anything wrong. They're doing it. But my mom was a big believer in guilt by association. And as I got older, I have come to realize that really is a true thing. People will judge you not just by your actions, but by the actions of the people that you associate with. So I am very glad that I have a group of friends that are also, you know, not shit stirrers. Don't get involved in any of that malarkey. I like that word, malarkey. Oh, there's 2 dramas going on. I don't know about the dramas. Yeah, Joe, this is a huge painting. Right, exactly, Sherry. They shouldn't do that because there are bad drills sometimes, you know? And what happens if you spill a couple, or I don't know. And how much how much would it really cost for them to give you like 50 extra drills of each color? You know, it can't be that big of an expense. Hey V, how you doing? See, Sue, I only know about the one drama. The only drama I'm nosy too. Maybe Sue will tell us maybe Sue will tell us. The only drama I knew about was the DAC Mary's Diamonds drama. That you know, because that's the only drama I knew about. I don't know about any other drama though. Yeah, that's the only one I know about, Sue. I'll have to get the DL on the rest. That's the thing. Okay, this is gonna sound so petty, but I choose not to ever involve myself in any of the drama. I will, you know, never. I just don't want to be around it, but I do like hearing about it. It's kind of like, you know, an accident. You can't look away. You know, it's a terrible, awful thing, but you just can't look away. It's always fun to hear about it. I just don't want to be involved in any of it. Oh, you're good. I'm glad you're having a great, relaxing day. That's what Sundays are for, right? Good, relaxing days. And our weather has been gorgeous here. Low humidity and like upper 70s, lower 80s for temperature. It's been really nice. It's been raining, you know, just like we'll have a thunderstorm and then it goes away and it's sunny again, so we don't have to water the garden or the flowers. Just real, real nice. And we are drowning in tomatoes right now from our garden. And it's funny though, because you know how at the end of summer, if you grow a garden, you know how at the end of summer, like about September, your tomato plants start looking kind of spindly and rough? Well, it's only mid-August and our tomato plants look terrible, but they're producing like crazy, but they just don't look good. They look like they're end of September plants. Our green beans, on the other hand, our green bean plants are amazing. They're going crazy, as are our zucchini. And usually, I think it's because of the kind of soil we have, but usually we get like one beginning batch of zucchini and then our plants go bad. But this year, our zucchini plants are looking great too. The only thing we didn't do well on this year was our sugar snap peas. Our sugar snap peas, we never got hardly any. They kind of sucked. Oh, Katie and Pam, I didn't know about that one. No, didn't know about that one. Yeah, it must, Joe, because the only reason I knew about the other one, the DAC one, was on. Oh, Jody told me. That's how I knew about that. Jody told me. I guess there was something on Facebook, maybe, in one of the groups. I didn't know about the Pam one. I'm going to have to find out all the details, though. Can never. It's funny, isn't it? But you know, it's like that with everything, because I was talking to Jeff about it a little bit, and he is in a lot of groups for knife making, because him and Nate do the forging, and there's a big community out there for that as well, like all different Facebook groups and stuff, and people on YouTube making videos and stuff like that. And a lot of these knife makers go to like Renaissance festivals or fairs, or you know, county fairs and stuff like that, or and other festivals to sell their wares, their creations. But he said that there's drama in those groups too, that there's always, you know, different makers that are having issues with each other and accusing them of copying and, you know, overcharging and taking their ideas and stuff like that. So I think it goes with any you get any group of people together, there's bound to be some conflict or drama. Yeah, I'll call you when we're done here, Sue, for sure. Yeah, Joe, I don't really either. I kind of browse through stuff, and if I see something interesting, I'll read, but I'm usually the last to know. Yup, Sue, exactly. Stay in my own lane. Stay in my own lane. That's what I like to do. I think there was only ever, well, I don't even want to. There was one thing that happened one time that in the diamond painting community that I felt was very poorly handled among YouTube creators, that I considered giving my opinion on. But then my friend Jody was good enough to talk me off the ledge and say, Angie, don't get involved. And I'm so glad I listened to her. I must have been feeling especially emotional that day or something, because it just bugged me. Hey, Berta, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. conference call, yes. Oh, what's the Spangler drama? I didn't know about the Spangler drama. Spangler drama, what's that? Oh. Right, Joe, that's pretty much what I'm looking for too. What's coming out new? Yep. And then I did see I did see though, and I had never had the chance. I don't really like diamond painting pen companies where you have to and I think it's just because I'm extremely impatient. I don't like the ones where you have to bid on the right to buy the pens. You know what I mean? Where you have to like enter a drawing to win the right to buy a pen. And the only, like I said, the only reason I'm like that is because I'm super impatient. And so I don't like that. But, so I've never had a Lazy River pen. But I did hear that now that they're doing diamond paintings, that they're no longer going to be making pens. So there's that. But like I said, I never, I don't do the bid to buy thing. So it didn't really affect me. And I was talking to Jeff again today about getting a lathe and a vacuum, so I can start making pens. And he's down with it. So I'm excited. It probably won't happen until spring just because his pole barn isn't heated and I'm not going to work out there, in the winter in the cold. But that's definitely on my to-do list for the spring. Oh yeah, something's coming, Joe. You know it is. You can only get away with that for so long before something grabs you that you just gotta have. Berta, did you get anything new this weekend? Just out of curiosity. I haven't talked to you in a long time, Berta. I don't think we've talked since the retreat, actually. That's a long time. I was able to, I did finally, and I doubt it'll happen for me this year, but at least I've got my name on there. I filled out the forms for the Lone Star retreat and the Red Boot retreat, which is the mini retreat in Texas. But I'm on the wait list for both of them. And I didn't originally register for either one because I thought I was going to have to pay for a wedding. So I needed, I didn't want to be spending that money. But now since the wedding isn't happening, I would be able to afford to go. So I don't know what, I think the chances are slim that I will get in on either one of them. But at least I got my name in there, for a chance. Because I really, my favorite retreat that I absolutely loved is the Red Boot retreat. That's the No Frills retreat in Texas. It's just awesome, awesome time. I think there's only 30 people, I want to say. And it's a really nice facility, and the food is to die for. The food is absolutely amazing. Big girls gotta eat, you know that. Oh, I went to the doctor. When I went to the doctor last week for my bladder infection, yes, I had another bladder infection. I got sick last Sunday. Couldn't get into the doctor until Tuesday, and then they put me on super duper strength antibiotics. She doubled the normal milligrams that she normally gives me. And I think that, I know I had a hangover the other day, but I think that, and I know I'm not supposed to drink when I'm taking antibiotics. I know that was bad. But I think that that's making me nauseous too, the antibiotics. Oh, Joe, I haven't seen any of the new Bella Safina stuff coming out. I'm going to have to take a look at that. Yes. Berta, those are the two that I don't think I liked Dracula's Bride, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. But I'm definitely getting Soma. That one's awesome. That one's really, really cool. I can't wait. I might try to get one of the Richard Lorenz. You know, the problem is with those is they're so popular now that they sell out so fast. The Richard Lorenz ones. Maybe I should go in there and put my email in to get notified of restocks. Maybe I could get one on a restock. Because I do think they're the cutest darn things. There was another artist that his work kind of reminds me of hers. It was a DIY moonshop artist that I got a couple of her paintings, and it kind of reminds me of the Richard Lorenz style. I can't think of her name. She was a fairly newer artist when I got the paintings, but that was probably about a year ago that I got them. I got two, and they're just really kind of wild and brightly colored and just fun. I wish I could remember her name. But I hope that like her and like Medusa the doll maker, because I love her stuff too. I hope that their art will get picked up by a different diamond painting company. I know Diamond Art Club got Margaret Morales, but I hope there's those two artists that I hope that will get picked up by someone else that does diamond paintings, because I really like their stuff. Oh, Maymay's been on the D-Stash site? Okay. See, Berta, because you're talented with that stuff. I can't do it. You know who is the most amazing person that I have seen? Well, okay, there's two people that come to mind when it comes to blinging out paintings. And it is that does a fabulous job. One is Rochelle Blunt. She does an amazing job of blinging up paintings. They're super good. And the other is Cal Riddick, Crafts and Coffee with Chris and Cal. She does a really good job with it too. But I just don't have the creativity. I don't know if I don't have the creativity, or one of the things that I enjoy about diamond painting is following instructions. Like, I like the fact that it's all done for me and laid out, and you know, it's my whereas crochet, I'm a little bit more creative, and I kind of, you know, take some creative liberties even with patterns, you know, as well as come up with my own stuff. I have fun doing that, but when it comes to diamond painting, I really like the aspect of it of just following the directions. Oh, really? Someone bought Diamond Shop. That's awesome. That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. See, I'm out of the loop. I don't know crap. Oh, Medusa the doll maker went to Jaded Gem. Okay. All right. That's good to know too. I'll have to check them out. I've never ordered from them. It's a long story. There is one painting that she has that I've wanted to have made into a custom for years. It's an old master's piece. It's called All Is Vanity. And I've always wanted to have it made into a custom, but she has it on her site. But I've not ordered from them.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done.
What time?
I don't know, whenever I feel like it.
I'm cooking burgers then.
Okay, no, cook them. Yeah, I thought you were I'm sorry. No, go for it. I'm sorry, you guys. Jeff was waiting on, I didn't know he was waiting on me to start dinner, waiting on me to get done to start dinner. I mean, I've been on here for what, almost 2 hours now. I probably could get going, but I feel bad now because I didn't know he was waiting on me. I thought he was just gonna show up and say dinner was done at some point, and then I'd tell y'all, gotta go. You did early bird for your boss and just finished Ellie Mae, and I have Who Are You Waiting to be done. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, really, April? Diamond Painting Fanatics, but Diamond Shop. Wow, that's cool. Oh, and there's 4 or 5 Richard paintings available now. I might have to go take a look at them. Woohoo! Karen finished. Everybody, give a great big hands together for Karen. After 2 years, she finished Red Truck. And I'm sure it looks gorgeous. Anita, it is Sunday. I missed last night because we had Maddie and her boyfriend over for a cookout. And we went fishing and played cornhole and had a bonfire. And I actually caught a pretty nice sized bass when we were fishing last night. There were some kids from Nate's school that came over fishing all day yesterday in our pond. And one of them caught, what did Jeff say? It was a 4-pound, 20-inch bass out of our pond, which is close to a record bass for our pond. Yes, it feels so good to finish a project, doesn't it? I love the feeling of a finish. Now, that's probably going to be something that Mindy and I might not agree on, because when we get to the end of this painting, I wonder whose turn it's going to be to finish it. I think what we should probably do is when we get near the end, like probably the last section, I think that we should get together and finish it together. I think that that would be fun. And maybe we could do it on a live or something. That would be fun. That's what we should do. Again, we're switching off on this, and this is neither one of us is this ever our full-time canvas. You know what I mean? We're just working on it when we can. So it could be a while. It could be a while. It's already been since, I don't know, February or March, and we're only halfway there, so probably got another 6 months to go. All right, it sounds like Jeff is pretty antsy to get to dinner, and I've been yakking at you for a super long time, so I'm going to go see if I can give him a hand. I know, I deserve applause. I deserve applause for that, because usually, you know, I just wait for him to serve me. But I think I'll go see if I can give him a hand with dinner, and I'll let you guys go, and I will see you later on this week. I'll have some details for the fall event that we're going to do, since everybody thought it was a good idea. So I'm going to have to get some prizes laid out, decide how we're going to do this, what day we're going to start, all that fun stuff. So I will get that information put together, and I will let you guys know about it. All right, everybody. Oh, 98 by 70, Joe. That's a big one. Yes, I think so too. All right. Yep. Good night, everybody. Love ya. Thanks. I'm going to have a great burger. It's going to have fresh garden tomato on it. It's going to be delicious. And nasty American cheese. Jeff always buys provolone slices for burgers because he thinks that it tastes so much better. But I love a good old-fashioned Kraft single on my burger. All right, good night. Now I'm going to go. All right, bye, everybody.